Hey everybody, and welcome to Story Time. I'm glad to be here with you today. I hope you're well, and I think at this point everybody has started school. I'm actually recording this on a Monday, and I think that some kids started school for the first time today, and some others of you started last week. I hope it's going okay. I know it probably isn't exactly what you hoped it would be, but I hope you're having a good experience. I hope your class is good. I hope your teacher is nice, and I hope you're learning some cool things. And I just am really thinking about you. So I know that this has been such a strange time, and it's a time I think you'll probably always remember. And people will probably ask you about it. So anyway, today I'm going to read a book just because I like it and because it reminds me of how important it is that even when you're back at school, you need to do things that help you to remember that you're a kid, and you need to do things because it's just kind of what you like. And this book is called Everybody Needs a Rock. It's by Byrd Baylor with pictures by Peter Parnall. It also is kind of about being outside. So for me, I really like being outside, and I think that's something you guys should try to do even when you are back at school. So maybe you can follow the advice of this book. And so let's read it and see what happens. The pictures are not as vibrant as a lot of the books that I read, but I think they're kind of cool. So everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, 3-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock. Not just any rock, I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe forever. I wonder if you have anything like that that maybe you keep in your pocket, maybe something special that you just are drawn to. If somebody says, "What's so special about that rock?" don't even tell them. I don't know. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right, here are the rules. So you need to follow these if you're going to go find a rock. I hope you find one. It makes me want to go find a rock. Rule number 1, if you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do, even an alley, even a sandy road. Yeah, you can find rocks just about anywhere. Rule number 2. When you are looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you're worried. Rule number 3. Bend over. More, even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. Rule number 4. Don't get a rock that is too big. You'll always be sorry. It won't fit right in your hand, and it won't fit your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. It needs to be just the right size. Rule number 5. Don't choose a rock that is too small. It will only be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it thinking that it's a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in the state of Arizona. These illustrations aren't bright, but I think they're really pretty. Rule number 4. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is perfect. Rule number 7, look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream if one is passing by. Have you ever gotten a rock wet and all of a sudden you see colors that you didn't know were there? Rule number 8. The shape of the rock is up to you. There is a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why, I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shape is this: any rock looks good with 100 other rocks around it on a hill, but if your rock is going to be special, it should look good by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9, always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where the wind and sun touch it every day for 1,000,000 years. You'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. Rule number 10. Don't ask anybody to help you choose. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. All right, that's 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going out to play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. I happen to have one. I happen to have a rock right here in my hand. The end. I wonder what you thought about that book. I like it because it just makes you kind of think of things differently, and maybe it reminds me of how maybe some kids might think about things. Like there are certain ways you should pick something or certain reasons you should do something. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope things are going okay at school. I wish I could ask you. I wish I could sit here and say, how was your day at school today? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle. But I can't. And someday I will be able to. But maybe you could talk to a grown-up who's close by about that, because it's important to share those things with people. So maybe tonight, if you all sit down at dinner together, you can have a conversation about how your day went and how it made you feel. And maybe then later, while it's still light out, you could go outside and look for the perfect rock to carry in your pocket. And maybe you could touch it and see if it feels right in your hand, and you can look at it really close and you can smell it, and you could get it wet and see what colors are really there. And it just could be something to investigate that's just all your own. So I hope I get to see you soon, and I hope your day at school tomorrow is great.